What's up, friends? Today we're checking out the song Spicy by Aespa, looking at the music video. Mini album just came out, so we gotta celebrate somehow. We'll be looking at this song from the perspective of a songwriter and producer, so expect a few pauses to go over specific elements of the song.
You want my A to the Z, but you won't. 어림없지 맞춰봐 sweet, gonna freak. What's hiding underneath? I see.
Okay, just this beginning, gotta go over it because there's a lot of cool stuff happening. So I really like that real fuzzy synthesizer they go on. It's bringing just so much energy straight to that beginning. It's got a lot of like that sine wave energy. Like certain synthesizers have different waves, and the like sound wave can determine what the synth sounds like and the impression it gives off. And this one has like a very siney wave that's also very distorted, distortion being that kind of fuzzy high-end vibe. And then once the vocals really come in, that distortion, that like high-end stuff gets cut off. So the synth itself, like the mid-range synth, the synth that's kind of in that same frequency range, that same place as the vocals, goes down, and there's just that bass synth and the vocals, and it sounds really good. It's a really nice choice to make room for those vocals, make them really clear. I really like that build. It's really cool. I like how the kick starts out, it's like a 1 and 3, and then it's doing that 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's on all 4 beats, and then it does the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, because that makes the song feel like it's getting faster and faster, even though the tempo, like the actual beats per minute, is staying the same. It's just how much that kick is filling in those beats changes. And then it sounds like they're doing a little bit of automation, so they're kind of slowly bringing up that synth sound, slowly bringing in more and more of the high end, so that it just like kind of builds and builds in this excitement. We can just like almost feel our hearts palpitating with the build coming in. Really like that chorus. A lot of the times when you repeat the same phrase over and over again, like here it's "I'm too spicy," it starts to feel overused and overworn. It kind of like overstays its welcome. But here it doesn't, and that's because they fit in so many different phrases in between it. So it feels more like that hook, that thing that's bringing us back, that kind of constant throughout that whole song. I also really like what they're doing in this video, where they have that kind of like block effect going on behind them. I wonder if they're in front of like a green screen or a blue screen where it's like a chroma key, or and if they are, the lighting is just like incredible because they're just nailing it. But if they aren't, I'm really curious of how they're doing that, how they're creating this like kind of stacked effect in the background. It looks really, really cool. But yeah, that chorus is super catchy. And we're going back to that kind of more simple beat that we heard at the beginning of the song too.
When you look at me, cause I'm a 10 out of 10, honestly. 기세가 다른 move, 널 압도하는 groove. But you keep wasting your time, dude. Don't chase me, you're going now. You raise me, 멀리 달아나. Hey, 이제 나겠니? 원래부터 bad, I'm so bad, honestly. So bad, 전부 가질래, 지금부터.
Oh, this part's cool.
Don't mind, 질 거면 don't cross my borderline. 네 뻔하기만 했던 every day.
love that pre-chorus right there. The synth they use, how it kind of, they just like increase the wobbling or something in it. And they're just like playing around more. It's like there's an instrumental that's like playing around. Almost, it's like, oh, hey, you were comfortable with it the last time through, and now we're gonna like mess with it. And I like the rapping on it too. This song fits into the what's known as like fempowerment vibe, female empowerment type song. Very popular subgenre of pop. And this is also kind of dealing with like a love relationship, like a romantic relationship, and saying like, I'm too much for you, which is interesting. We've heard it a little bit in some songs of like Hard to Love, I feel like is another good example of this type of song where it's just like, hey, I'm probably too much for you. Hard to Love is more from like an emotional, like sad place, where this is more from like a fempowerment place. So it's interesting because it's like taking that idea, that concept, and bringing it into a completely new atmosphere, right? So it's female empowerment, but it's in a really unique place, and I like that about it. It's like, I'm too much for you, I'm too big for you, more than it is like, oh, you wouldn't like me anyway. It's like, nah, man, like things get spicy around here, and that's fun. That's cool. I like it.
Ready?
Really like that bridge section. It's very sing-alongable. It's nice, short. It gives a lot of room for the instrument. It's almost like they sing a phrase and then that instrument just like responds to them, which is really cool. I like it a lot. I'm also really impressed with the cinematography and the way this is being edited and shot, with these like going from this landscape mode to this portrait mode where you see them just like hanging out, chilling out. Interesting song. I like it.
'Cause yeah, I'm too spicy for your heart. Yeah, I'm too spicy for your heart. Yeah, I'm too spicy for your heart. I'm too spicy. I'm too spicy for you.
I really liked that last chorus. I think it was unique because they like changed up the rhythm, they changed up the synths, and it almost sounded like they were like, it's like the groove changed for that last chorus. I really, really like how that was done. It surprised me in the best way. Absolute killers. It's interesting because as far as like instrumentation goes on that song, you basically had like that really buzzy synth, that buzzy wobbly synth, the similarly buzzy and wobbly bass, the percussion, which is just the non-pitch percussion, drums, kick, snare, hi-hats, and then the vocals. So the amount of instrumentation there was so simple, but there was still so much room to experiment because that synth could have so many different unique sounds, and also their vocals could stack. They could come in with harmonies and then come out with harmonies, go into just like a single vocal. And because you have 4 vocalists, you can create a different vibe with each person, you know? Like every single one of the members has a different sound to them, like a very distinct sound that's their own. And so when they kind of hop in on each other, it adds a different vibe. So it's cool. It worked out. It made the development fun. Hope you enjoyed my thoughts on this song. If you did, I'd really appreciate if you like, comment, share, subscribe. We get into this more kind of poppy, intense stuff on our latest EP, Decay. So if you like this music, you might like Decay as well. Here's a link to that album. Yeah, thanks so much for sticking around. Catch you on the flip.
All the words you say that no one knows, the truth you never